Alright everyone, welcome back to Savage Squirrel's Lunch Break. I'm Scott the Savage Squirrel, and I know it's been a while. And that's because for the last few months I've been working on my own game. I know I mentioned it in a video a while back. But what I'm trying to do is get a Kickstarter started so that I can get this game that I'm working on put on an actual cartridge so you can plug it in your NES. So right now I am just going to make a video to show you what I've got done so far. This was all done with Nesmaker. I joined the Nesmaker community not too long ago, did the tutorials, learned how to all the ins and outs, and I completed an entire video game. Now, for now, the only thing that I need to do is I have somebody who's interested in making music for the game, because right now I'm using the music from that came with the software that we use for the tutorials. So eventually I'd like to get that new music for the game, and maybe do some cleanup here and there with the graphics, and then basically it'll be finished. I'd like to release the game out in May. Eventually I'd like to put it out on the cartridge. As you can see here, I got the box art already made. So hopefully when I get this Kickstarter started, I'll get people to help back this project, and it'll get it'll get better and better as I go. Because not only do I plan on releasing this game, I'd like to make a sequel too. So, all right, without blabbing any further, let's take a look. I'll give you a tour of Neo Chicago nightclub, which the game is based off of, an old nightclub I used to hang out with. All right, let's go. Oh, jeez, let's see. Okay. All right, here's the story. The Vile Rat King has sent his army of rats to invade the Neo Chicago nightclub, and it is up to Dan the Barback to stop him. The main character's name is Dan. He's a barback. His job is to get the club ready to open up for business, and now he has to deal with an army of rats invading the club, so he can't do his job until he gets rid of them. All right, let's get started. All right, this game has 6 stages. It goes through the days of the week, Monday through Saturday, Sunday because the club, was closed on Sundays. So basically, the idea is you're going through the entire work week, and every day it just gets more difficult, until you get to the last stage, which is Saturday, where you fight the end boss. All right. The object of the game is very simple. It's a simple arcade game. It's your basic run and gun. You go, you're running around killing the rats. You're throwing bottles at them, which is funny because that's actually based off a real story with the nightclub I used to hang out at. We had rats, and Dan, the barback, would scare them away by throwing bottles across the nightclub at the end of the night to scare them away. So that's why I decided to give him, in this game, bottles to throw. Originally I was going to give him a limit, like ammunition for throwing bottles, but I decided I liked it better with him just throwing as many as he can, because sometimes you get in these narrow situations, and it's better just to have unlimited ammo. So it plays like an actual run and gun game. Now you have the freedom to explore the entire nightclub, but what you gotta do is you gotta find the key to the storage area in order to progress. And the key is not always located in the same spot, so you gotta run around the club and find it. There's secrets in the game, like extra lives and stuff like that, but I don't want to give too much away. But I'm going to give you a tour of the entire club. Here's the middle of the dance floor. Oh shit. There's the bar itself. Now this game makes the nightclub much bigger than the real life one, but that's good because that way there's more space for the player to run around in. And if you want, you can go out to the you can go back out to the alley because the real alley had a fence. There was a gate, but I removed it because it will make the game too easy for the player and they won't search the nightclub or see any of the other shit in the game, so I decided to have items hiding out there. You can go back and forth as you choose. Now here's the ladies' room. Now if you look here, the ladies' room has a soap dispenser and it's got stalls with doors on it, and both sinks work. But let's take a look at the men's room and you'll see the difference. The men's room, no soap dispenser. There's no stall in the toilet, like the real nightclub. There was no stall. There's no door in the stall because people kept knocking it down. And one of the sinks is broken. That was always there's always one sink. Somebody would keep breaking off the handles, and then you see a plastic bag in one of the toilets. Now, if I wanted to be realistic, I'd probably have bags in all the urinals except one. But because I had the space, I decided to just add more urinals to it. So I might change it where every stage, when you go to the next day, there might be a plastic bag on another urinal, just to kind of add to it. Now this is the storage area. This is what we used to call, I used to call it the catacombs when I was at the nightclub because it always looked creepy down there. And I never knew exactly what the whole place looked like, but there was a staircase leading to it. And it always looked like, you know, some creepy monsters lived down there or something. So that's why I decided to add that in the game. And what's nice about this part is I have the freedom to change up the stages and make them different. Because the nightclub, there's not much I can do with it besides change the enemies and maybe add a few other, you know, other things. But here, if you look, there's kegs. I can actually move them around in other stages and, you know, give the game a little bit more variety. That's why I added this part of the game. Because if it was just a nightclub, it wouldn't, the problem would be the game would be too short. So that's why the alley and this part were added. Because originally it was just the nightclub. But I want the game to be short and sweet, but I don't want it to be, you know, I want you to be able to get through it, you know, in 20, 30 minutes. It's just an arcade that you can sit down and play for a little while and then put it down. And all you have to do in the first 5 stages is just, you know, get to the end. And now we're on Tuesday. There'll be different enemies and all kinds of stuff. All right. Now, if you notice here, you'll see 2 cats up here. Instead of having stage 1, 2, 3, 4, I put an extra cat on each stage. You know, it just tells the player what stage they're on. I mean, it's not hard to figure out, but when I was working on the game, I put the cats on there so I know what stage I was working on, and I decided just to keep them in there. I thought they were cool. Now, if you're not familiar with the Neo Chicago nightclub, over here, those are a pair of legs to a statue. The top half was blown off, I don't know, back in the 1980s. They took the legs and stuck them outside. And there you have your little smoker's outpost thing, because this is the smoking area. See, the whole area is like riddled with cigarette butts. I forgot where the key was in the stage. Could be in the DJ booth or... Oh no, I think it's in one of the bathrooms. Yeah, I put the coffins in there because the joke is Neo Chicago's the vampire bar. So I'm like, well, fine. I might as well put some kind of reference to that in there. And originally, the crosses were right side up, but it didn't make any sense for a vampire to have a Catholic symbol, so I put them upside down. Alright, whatever. They still need to have. It's just, you know, fun with graphics. Jeez. Ah! I can't believe I died in my own game. Oh, shit! I'm already down to my last life. What the hell? I'm not normally bad at my own game. Oh, shit. It's okay. I got a rewind feature on the emulator, so if I die, I don't have to start all the way over. I at least want to get to the whole game so you can see what's in it. Oh, shit. There's the key. I found myself getting addicted to collecting items. Now, if you notice, when you leave the screen and come back, the items on the floor come back. I kind of left that there for a reason, because the temptation of wanting to collect the items is always there. And I got addicted to just collecting the items. Like, these fireballs can be a pain. Oh, fuck. Sometimes it's just better running away. So like I said before, with the catacombs, you can switch the stages up a bit, give them a little bit more difficulty. So you're not doing the same thing every time. The sequel will have more different variety of stages. Like the club will be one stage, but I'm going to have like a sewer stage, I'm going to have like a cave stage, you know, because the game takes place deep below the city, where Dan will take the fight to the Rat King. The sequel is going to be called Barback 2, Revenge of the Rat King. But first things first, I just want to focus on getting this first game done. Now these blue fireballs, you can't kill them. Now you can stop them, but you can't kill them. Well, I mean, actually you can, but you have to hit it like 300 times, and I doubt you want to do that. So I did that so you just avoid them. Here we are. Wednesday. Now, if you notice, there's another dumpster added to the stage. So you'll see like slight changes in each stage. Not much, but I just don't want it to be too. I don't want the game to be too repetitive. That's why I switched up the enemies in most of the parts. Every stage introduces a new enemy. Oh shit! There you go. That's what happens when you die. You get fired. But I'm gonna back up. I'm going to use a rewind feature because it's emulator. I don't want to start over. I think this stage is... I'm usually better at it, but I think the stage is where the key is in the DJ booth. Now, not all of this is set in stone. I may decide to move things around or maybe add enemies. There's the sparks, electrical sparks. The club had electrical problems back in the day, so that's why I decided to make little sparks going back and forth. What's neat about them is that they can when you hit them, they can change direction and come after you. Sometimes they'll come after you, sometimes they'll go a different direction. Now you don't want to step on those cracked tiles because the club had potholes on the dance floor, and if you land on one of them, you'll die. So avoid them at all costs. And that down there at the bottom, that weird colored tile, that's one of the secrets of the game. I'm not showing you what it is. You want to know what it is? You gotta play the game yourself. Ah! What's nice is you don't have to go through all these rooms. It just depends on how many points you want to get. It's just I just want to be realistic with making the club like explorable. I want people to see the nightclub. Plus, I am a freak about realism. I mean, I want bathrooms in the game. My pet peeve in video games is no bathrooms. Like, where are they supposed to go to, take a piss? So you gotta have bathrooms. Because originally, this was supposed to be a one-screen game. It was supposed to be like a one-screen game, like Pac-Man or something, where you just collected items and then moved on to the next stage, which would be exactly the same thing, with maybe with like tables in different spots. But then I decided to make it the whole club. And then, thanks to some ideas from friends of mine, I added the alley and the catacombs and so on and so forth. So the game just got bigger and bigger and bigger as it went. This is where they keep all the beer. See, yeah, when you hit them, sometimes they'll start coming right at you. See? You can only throw 2 bottles at a time. Before I figured it out, I was able to throw a bunch of them, and the game would crash because there was too many items on the screen. So I had to limit the amount. I could probably go with a third, but I think 2 is fine. Here's the puke monsters. That's living puke. Oh, I forgot where the... I think it's on a dance floor somewhere. Oh, shit. This is Thursday. Friday and Saturday are a little bit harder. So if you don't get the key and you come here, you won't be able to get through this door. You'll get blocked. Alright, we're on Friday. This is where the dust bats come in. The reason why they're called dust bats is because one Halloween season they hung up plastic or rubber bats in the ceiling and they forgot to take them down. So they were up there for years collecting dust until you couldn't recognize them. The dust was so heavy you couldn't see them. So these are dust bats. They're pissed off because you forgot about them. I believe somebody still has one. He took it home when the club closed down. He finally took it down. It was up there for like, I don't know, 15 years. One of the more difficult enemies in the game. Oh, come on. Oh, see, there's graffiti on the wall too. It's another Neo reference. That's a person's name. He used to come to the club and he used to tag the wall. Every time he'd come from Los Angeles, he would tag the club wall in the alley. See if I can get that camera without dying. Ooh. There's a little bit of slowdown in some parts, especially with these enemies. I don't mind a little bit of slowdown and flicker, and the reason why is because I like the real experience of the NES, including the flickering and a little bit of slowdown. Makes it feel like it's 1985. These bats can be very elusive. What's nice is you don't have to fight everything, you just have to get through the stage. The only enemy you have to defeat is the final boss. But I can make any change. Oh, shit! And yeah, the hardest enemy in the entire game are these tiny fireballs. Oh, damn it. Thankfully I have this rewind feature. I'm normally not this bad at my own game. I haven't played it in a week, so... These are the Cheeto Dust bats. They're the same thing, but they're orange. I kind of like them that way. That's why I left them. I like a little variety. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, they don't like you. They want you to die. Oh. Alright, we're on Saturday, the final stage. Oh, see these. This is the hardest part of the whole game. Oh. And you gotta go back there because you gotta get that key. That's the smoke monsters from the smoke machine. Gotta be real careful there. Originally I was going to make them like bosses, but I'm going to save the bosses for the second game. I just want one boss in this game. I wanted to make it kind of like a, you know, a Donkey Kong or a Mario Brothers type of game, but I wanted an ending. You know, the game loops after you defeat it, you know, after you defeat the Rat King. But I wanted at least an ending. So the player can choose to, you know, either play the game again or he can just turn it off or whatever. But once he gets through the, you know, the 6 stages, he or she can turn the game off if they want. Man, that's a pain in the ass. I'm glad I did it that way, otherwise the game would be too easy. I mean, I want it to be, you know, easy enough for someone to get through on a few tries, but if you're really good at video games, you'll blow right through this, but I don't want to make it too frustrating. Alright, I'll show you one secret. It's in the bathroom, in the men's room. I can go this way, where I got the key. There's another way through the stage. So there's 2 warp zones in this game. I showed you one earlier. Here's the other one. If you look by the toilet, that's where it's at. And there's me. This is my homage to The Legend of Zelda. There's me sitting there giving Dan an extra life. How do you like my collection of skulls? So, that's my little homage to The Legend of Zelda. I don't say anything or do anything. I'm just there to present him his prize. And this will warp you right to the catacombs. So that if you could have gone through the door, or you could have. I don't want to lose my life yet. Oh, come on. I worked hard to get that extra life. I don't want to lose it. But yeah, hopefully, if I get this Kickstarter started, you know, I'll be able to do more. We'll have more music. We'll have, you know, I'll add some more stuff to the game. I'll put it on a cartridge. You know, I already got box art made and stuff like that. I had fun making it. I had a lot of fun working on this. It took a lot of time, but it was fun. Damn fireballs. Good thing you could kill them. All right, we're at the final boss. Hang on. There's two ways you can handle it. You can try to sneak past them, but if you go through the door, you'll get the bad ending and you have to start the stage over again. You can't. Oh, that was close. I always gotta try to get these beer. I don't know why I have to get the cases of beer. Sometimes you have to be. There you go, we got him.
Ouch! I give up. You can keep your stupid nightclub.
I like the way he's flailing around. Congratulations! You have helped Dan live through another hellish work week and defeated the Vile Rat King. Now you can get some sleep. Simple ending. You know, at least there's something, you know. And here's the credits. There you have Dan, who's the main character, who was the actual Barback at the nightclub. He's progressed a lot since then. He got promoted to bartender, so he's no longer a Barback. But you know, back in those days, that's what he did, and got rid of those pesky rats. And then Dann was the one who came up with the idea for putting the alley and the bathrooms in the game to give it a, you know, to make the game a little larger. And then, you know, I thank the Neo Chicago staff. Over the years, I did a lot of artwork for the club, T-shirts, trading cards, you know it. So, without them, I would have never been able to get this project done. And Joe, he's with the Nesmaker, the Nesmaker community. He does tutorials. He, you know, been working on the Nesmaker project for like the last 10 years. So if it weren't for him, I would have never been able to learn any of this stuff. And then Dale also helped with some of the scripts when I got stuck. And Board B is another really good YouTuber who does tutorials. So a lot of his tutorials are really good. And of course, I'm going to thank the Nesmaker community because I got a lot of help there. But there you have it. Barback. A really fun game you could sit down and play for 20 minutes and then go do something else. It's exactly what I wanted in this game. Just a simple arcade game that would have come out between 1985 and 1987, between the black box NES games and the Legend of Zelda, somewhere around that period. I wanted, you know, a game that looped, but I wanted it to have an ending. And another thing I wanted it to do is if you didn't beat the end boss and you walked out that door, a message would have popped up that would have said, "You chicken." And that is homage to a game called Berserk. Because if you walked away, the game called you a chicken. It would call you a chicken and say fight like a robot. But that's my take on that. So I thought that would be cool to add that to the game. So basically this game is a homage to a lot of different video games. Mario Brothers, The Legend of Zelda, you know, all the classics. So I'm just glad I finally got this project done. Anyway, you press start and you're back on Monday. and the player can do. They can either play through it until they die. If they're really good, you're gonna play this forever. But sometimes I like to see how far I can get without getting the extra lives. But like I said before, I had fun making it. If I get this Kickstarter started, I could add more. It'd be nice to have some different music for each of the stages or something like that. I might make new enemies, or I could just save them for the sequel. But, well, there you have it, folks. Barback for the NES, developed by me in 2024. All right. Well, thanks for joining me. I'm glad I could finally show you the game that I've been working on for so long. But, well, that's our show. Until next time, this is Savage Squirrel signing out.